Host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
Let's get ready to rumble! Y'all ready for this?
Well, good Taco Tuesday morning to everybody. Welcome to another edition of Blind United. Coffee Time with Blind United. Of course, I'm Ed, and I'm joined today. I got Brittany with me. Good morning, Britt.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Taco Tuesday.
And then we got Pedro pushing them buttons back there.
Hey, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Taco Tuesday. Hey, usually I'll be like, Taco Tuesday. What's going on, Pedro? What's going on?
Hey, well, I get to get tacos today. I've already been informed that there will be tacos for dinner tonight, so I'm already looking forward to that. So
I'm all tacoed out, and I'm all tacoed out.
Tacos yesterday. They were bomb.
Well, see, you guys get lucky. You get them a lot more often than I do, so I'm looking forward to them. But
well, this time, I had some what's it called? Pupusa tacos. It was good.
Okay. Well, I don't know exactly what kind I'm gonna have, but they're gonna be hard shell. I know that.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
So anyway, we got a pretty busy day going on today. We actually have the Blind United edition cook along with Cooking Without Looking with Renee Redmister. And she's going to be showing us how to make lemon pepper chicken. There was something also in there about buffalo chicken wings, lemon pepper chicken wings kind of thing going on. So if you like them chicken wings, come on in and check it out. And like I said, Renee gonna show us the easy way for us to do that. And knowing her, most of the stuff she does is done within the oven. For those that are scared of stovetops. So she's pretty good with that kind of stuff. So that plans to be pretty flavorful.
Yeah, well, the lemon pepper sound great. Oh my God, man. Hey, I hope that class gets recorded.
Well, actually, I don't. No, it doesn't. But I mean, I could probably start doing that. But But anyway, that's at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So come on out, check us out, hang out, and like I say, if you get into doing the cook along, it's called a cook along because she does put the recipe out there early for everybody to gather their stuff and, the supplies and whatever they need. And she, would prefer to actually cook along with us. You know what I'm saying? So.
But yeah, that's the unique thing we could do, that she puts out the recipe. And guys, you want to come along and participate and get all the ingredients and come on and cook along? Hey, you're welcome to. Some of our folks do it, and it's a great time. Renee knows what she's doing,
Yeah, she's been doing this. She's been an ally of the blind community now for over 20 years. So she's been doing this for a very long time. She actually has her own TV show on PBS as well as a YouTube channel, Cooking Without Looking. So
And you can find her on Facebook, the Cooking Without Looking, and she's Cook Without Look on X.
Yeah,
So
so
those are some places you can find her.
yeah.
And Monica said in the comments that those are Pedro's favorite flavor of chicken wings. And she also said good morning. So good morning, Monica.
Good morning,
Good
Monica.
morning, Monica.
So lemon pepper, huh, Pedro? Okay, I get it. I get it. I've had a few lemon peppers. They are pretty good. So, I like all that too. I just don't like wet wings. That's my only thing. I mean, lemon pepper, they're not, they're dry. They just got the nice seasoning flavoring in them. Buffalo, there's a buffalo that's got a lot of sauce on them. That's what throws me off. So, but anyway, so then later on, we have basic JAWS training with Andrew Del Castillo. He is back in action with us again. He's back from his leave of absence, so he'll be taking over the helm of the JAWS interest group. And folks, he's an instructor down at one of the training centers here in LA, Davidson Program for Independence down at Wayfinder. So he knows his stuff. He really does know his stuff. So again, you need some help with your JAWS and whatever, he's there for us. He'll be there tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So come on in and hang out and check out Andy and the JAWS. So that's it for the interest groups today.
Yeah, Matt. I might have to jump into both. Now that saying that.
So you want them easy to do lemon pepper wings, huh, Pedro?
For real.
I hear you, brother. So
I put my own little twist on them. Put a little bit of cheese on top of them. Sprinkle a little bit of cheese.
that's
But
right.
that's just me. That's just me.
But that's the beauty of what Renee does. She has a basic recipe for us, but then again, like she said, don't be scared to do what, you don't put your own little twist on it, make it yours, whatever satisfies your taste buds. I mean, actually that don't sound bad. I'm a cheese guy anyway, so that might work for me. Give me some. What is it? What is the jack cheese with the pepper in it? Pepper jack.
Oh yeah, pepper jack. I know. And Wingstop, they have I forgot. It's a one with a little bit of cheese on it. I forgot the one they use, the Kraft. The one you use for the pasta. I forgot what's it called.
Oh, Parmesan.
There you go. They use something like that.
Okay. Well, I mean, again, it's about making it yours. You know what I'm saying? So she just gives us. I bet I got, hey, that would go right along with the lemon pepper, right? So that is going to be pretty good. So yesterday we actually had a really good interest group as far as a support group. It was all about intersectionality. I mean, he did it in honor of Pride Month, but intersectionality really goes way beyond, just, the LGBT community and stuff like that. I mean, I know it's Pride Month for them and all that, but, again, intersectionality, excuse my tongue, but again, it's, how we intersect with various categories or classifications, whatever people want to put us in, whether it's, privileged or disabled or LGBTQ or racial or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
The right to left.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about, that intersection where we all come together, Crenshaw and Slauson. What can I say?
You would, Ed. You would.
Well, it's an intersection, right?
Yeah. A very famous one.
Very famous one. So, well, and one I know very well. So just popped in my head. So, but yeah, no, it was really, really good. We had a really, really great time. Dominic always does a great job with that group and opens our eyes up to a lot of things that we never really realized, So again, the next month, 2 weeks, If you want to check Dom out, come and check us out. His is on the first and third Mondays of every month, and that'll be at 6:00 p.m. as well, Pacific time. So looking forward to that on the next one. And well, we got Mr. Pedro Aguilar tomorrow doing his tech group. So that's always interesting as well. So again, it's the beginning of the month. Got a lot of interest groups going on. So check out the schedule. Drop by Blind United interest groups, and you'll see the schedule there. If you're not on the email list, if you want to get on the email list, all you got to do is get at us at info@blindunited.org, and just, in the subject line, put add me to the email list or something like that, and we'll make sure to get you on that list where you get those daily reminders. I don't know. Did you guys see the reminder I put out this morning about the job opportunity?
Yeah.
Career opportunity. I mean, hey, government job, working with Homeland Security.
And they're looking for folks that are disabled and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's why they send us that stuff so we can share it with our community, because they are hiring our community. So they will be holding a job fair this Saturday in LA. So you want to get in there, get registered for that. And for qualified people, you will get a job offer on the spot if you're qualified. So, but I mean, all you got to do is be an American citizen to really be, eligible. So go down there and check it out. So just trying to help out and help folks get in where they fit in. You know what I'm saying? Give people a career and let them move forward with their life, so they can live a better life. So anyway, I guess we can move forward and get into some of this other stuff we have in store for y'all today. I know Pedro's got some interesting articles over there for us. So some are an update on some older stories that we've done before, and then got a couple different new ones. So on that note, I'm going to pass it over to you, my brother.
5,251 underwater holes mysteriously line California's coast, and we finally know why. Their true nature could unlock potential energy resources. First surveyed in 1998, the Sur Pockmark fields stretch along California's central coastline and lie in an area ripe for future wind energy. Using a fleet of underwater robots to gather mapping data and sediment core samples, scientists discovered that these mysterious pockmarks are caused by a geologic phenomenon known as gravity flows rather than by bubbling methane, as was previously believed. While the research team isn't sure how these pockmarks first formed, they've convincingly mapped how these 5,251 depressions formed over hundreds of thousands of years. Off the coast of California, some 1,600 to 5,200 feet below sea level, there lies a strange geologic phenomenon known as the Sur Pockmark Field. Roughly the size of Los Angeles, this field contains approximately 5,251 shallow holes, each measuring around 500 feet across and roughly 16 feet deep. It's the largest such pockmark field in North America, and its existence has puzzled oceanographers ever since its discovery during a Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute (BARI) survey in 1998. Previous research in other parts of the world suggested that these depressions were possibly caused by methane bubbling up through underwater sediment, which brings up potential stability concerns for any future wind farm applications across this stretch of LA-adjacent ocean. To figure out the cause of these depressions, researchers from BARI, along with scientists from the U.S. Geological Survey, USGS, and Stanford University, used a suite of impressive underwater robots to create maps, gather bathymetric data, and collect sediment core samples of these pockmarks. What they discovered is that these formations are caused by sediment gravity flows, kind of like an avalanche, but with sand, water, and mud instead of snow, that have occurred for an estimated 280,000 years. The results of the study were published Tuesday in the Journal of Geophysical Research, Earth's Surface. We collected a massive amount of data, allowing us to make a surprising link between pockmarks and sediment gravity flows. Eve Lunston, MBARI senior research technician and lead author of the study, said in a press statement. We were unable to determine exactly how these pockmarks were initially formed, but with MBARI's advanced underwater technology, we've gained new insight into how and why these features have persisted on the seafloor for hundreds of thousands of years. First, the team sent its torpedo-shaped autonomous underwater vehicle, AUV, that's purpose-built for seafloor mapping to take a look. Diving to pre-programmed waypoints, the AUV traveled roughly 50 meters above the ocean floor and used multi-beam sonar and a CHIRP, compressed high-intensity radar pulse, sub-bottom profiler to peer some 40 meters beneath the surface layer. Then, the researchers employed two remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, the ROV Doc Ricketts and Mini ROV, to capture 185 hours of footage of 21 separate pockmarks. Finally, Doc Ricketts collected 107 5-foot-long sediment samples known as fiber cores, as well as 433 10-inch samples, or push cores. All of this data showed no signs of a methane gas, but the subsurface information revealed alternating layers of fine and coarse sediment, likely caused by intermittent, often thousands of years apart, gravity flows bringing coarser material to an otherwise fine-grained underwater sediment field. These flows eroded the center of pockmarks, and while scientists aren't sure why, yet they theorize that the area's unique seafloor morphology may be the cause. Being so close to a major population center like Los Angeles, U.S. Bureau of Ocean Energy Management marked this general area as a possible candidate for building wind farms in 2018. Now, thanks to the study, future green energy projects can rest easy knowing that these shifting sands are not a methane-induced disaster waiting to happen. There are many unanswered questions about the seafloor and its processes, Lunston said in a press statement. This research provides important data about the seafloor for resource managers and others considering potential offshore sites for underwater infrastructure to guide their decision-making. Now back to the coffee time crew.
All right. Well, number one, those ain't little holes, if you ask me. I mean, 15, 16 feet deep by 500 feet around. That's a pretty big hole. And there's a lot of them. So, again, I would like to know how they got there, how they created. I guess, that's what they haven't truly yet figured out. I mean, I guess it's just kind of like these, where we have the wind blowing over the mountains, we have the current, going over the bottom of the floor of the ocean. And, maybe that's what I'm hearing anyway. That's what I don't get is if it was methane, what does that have to do with the fact of windmills? I mean,
Because I'm not too sure, but I think methane and like electricity and all that, I don't know. There has to be some thing that they didn't correlate in the article, but yeah, I heard of these holes that they have right there. There've been all types of different theories, even conspiracy theories on those. Um, but one of the theories was that it was methane, and um, for a lot of people, it was like, well, all those holes are all over the sea. They're throwing out methane, and that's what's causing the heat. It's not the gas. I heard that excuse, but those those impressions. What do you think if the settlement is moving, right? They wouldn't be holes. They'd be like rolling, like kind of dooms in a way. You know what I mean? Like waves in a way, going to a certain direction. If they're holes, they've been pressed down into, right? We would think.
I mean, I get your theory. I really do. I mean, you would think it would be like the sands of the Sahara, that, they're constantly changing. The dunes are constantly moving. The landscape is constantly changing,
Correct.
But again, for it, rather than to create these dunes, it's creating these impressions. That's and again, I mean, I'm sorry if methane is or was or is coming up anywhere in the ocean. I mean, there's nothing we can do to stop that. I mean, that's a natural process, I believe. And it's going to bubble up, and once it comes to the surface of the ocean, it's going to get into our atmosphere. So again, I still don't understand what prohibit from having windmills in those areas. I mean,
Something we could look up later. But yeah, that is true what you're saying. Like, I wonder what prevents them from actually building the wind farms and having them on the coastline.
plus, my understanding is that they're kind of like on their own little like barge kind of situation. They may be anchored to the floor to keep them from moving, but they're sitting on top of the ocean on the surface. So again, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I'm not a scientist, so one of the great wonders of science, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, and then the AUV robot that was mapping the surface and stuff like that with the radar and the chirp other radar that penetrates deep into the ocean. That's a good thing to use it for, but imagine, hey, going into other parts of the world, the Sahara, even over there in Brazil, over there where they got the big old forest, the Amazon forest.
Right,
I've been seeing they've been doing things with the lidar, the radar, and they've been coming up with a lot of different findings and stuff like that. I'd be into all that, so sometimes I like to read about different things like that,
right,
and I
right,
bring it a little to coffee time. But yeah, these were some mysterious holes. One of the conspiracies was that it had to be some type of battle, or something must have happened way way long ago when the oceans wasn't there and things like that. So there's been all kinds of different conspiracies and stuff about those.
right. I mean, I hear you, but I mean, they make it sound like these things are pretty uniform. You know what I'm saying? And
They are.
and so the theory of some sort of a battle or whatever, then that would mean that there were maybe bombs or something that exploded down there or whatever. I don't think that they would be uniform. You know what I'm saying with that?
Hmm.
So I don't know. That's my theory. Britt, you got any theory on this, or what's your thoughts?
I mean it's interesting, and I haven't read a lot about it, and I'm not a scientist, but I mean I don't know.
They're pretty huge and uniform, like Ed said too. So there's been all kinds of theories. But hey, now we have more technology. They're using robots down there, guys. They're using robots to survey the floor of the sea. Um they're gonna probably go to more lengths to figure it out. They've been taking samples. I wonder if these is all the results. The results already are in, or they just were covering what they were, going and take samples and excavating and taking shots. I wonder if they got the results already too. They didn't really say. They
Right,
said a
right.
little bit about the settlement.
Right, right, right. And again, like I say, the ocean floor is, kind of like the final frontier for us, I guess. What is that? The Mariano Trench or whatever it is supposed to be the deepest point of the ocean or whatever. It's kind of like a Grand Canyon in the bottom of the ocean, and
Hmm.
they're finding, down there, I mean, there's no light. You know what I'm saying? And they have their own species of animals and fish and different stuff like that. I think I heard something about tube worms and stuff like that. It's just
They feed off
from
thermal light, thermal heat.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Mhm.
And all that, but they're down in that. So again, they are researching. They do have these robots are going deeper and deeper and deeper, deeper than we can go at this point. As humans, I mean, they don't have a craft that'll take us down there safely enough. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes,
uh,
yes. I know
Uh,
they also found a new type of a species, not species, but a new type of um, it was like a fish that gave out fluorescent light, a little bit like a light, like a little flashlight. It was a little, I was like, what? I saw that in one of these magazines I was reading.
okay, so we got glowing fish down there now.
Yeah, to give out some type of light. They don't know. They haven't, able to see how what it be produced. Because I know they've been saying about the ones that use the pigments, oh man, what they call the octopuses that blend into their surroundings and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, they were talking about how they changed their skin like that and the pigments and all that. But that's a whole other process than what this fish is doing. You know.
And and the ones they find down there, they can't survive in shallower water. I mean, they're
Mhm.
used to that deep water pressure. You know what I'm saying? So
Correct.
they have to be down deep to be able to survive. They can't come nowhere near the surface. So
I know,
uh,
but it's nice to see that. It's nice to see that. It looks alien to us because we don't go down there, but it's nice to see that, and it is one of the final frontiers right there. What Ed said, there's so many caves, water bodies of water have been moved, and millions of years and stuff like that. So, you know,
a whole lot of stuff that we don't know about down there. So
hmm
a lot of, and hopefully, other than knowledge, I mean, knowledge is good enough for most folks, scientists, whatever, just understanding and knowing. But at the same time, we always want to hope that they'll find something down there that can, improve life above water,
hmm
and make life better on, us humanoids. On a surface of the planet rather than the depths of the ocean. So hopefully they'll come up with something that benefit mankind other than just knowledge. So
yeah,
again, we always it's always evolving, you guys. I
well,
mean, always evolving. I mean, scientists are always looking for
yeah.
that next thing to go and investigate. You know what I'm saying, and analyze and.
Well,
So,
yeah, I know there's now scientists that take structures that they see, natural structures, and try to get to build buildings more durable. I know they've been trying to see how to use different animal uh, things like blending to their surroundings or gripping and stuff like that, and utilizing that, like how geckos grip branches and stuff and try to make their own in the lab and actually make something that like what nature does,
right.
because nature when it makes something, even though we say it's not perfect, but nature somehow it blossom and it blooms and it continues, and you know we're here for all, even us as humans, but man, science, the cutting edge of science is, the horizons are expanding now with this new type of technology they got.
I mean, science is something we need. I mean, there's a whole lot of things going on now that we wouldn't have never thought about, 25, 30, 50, 100 years ago that, now is an everyday thing. I mean, I remember when I had my accident, even when it came to corneal transplants, they wanted to give me a corneal transplant, but number one, it was relatively new back in '84, and now it's a common everyday thing, So, again, a lot of stuff that was, just getting started with it and not fully, perfected. Now here we are 40 years later and it's perfected, you know. Like I said,
Yeah, it
they
took like what my in my lifetime. That's like what I'm 40.
oh, well,
Well,
yeah. I mean, but again, I mean, there's just other things. I mean, you think about other surgeries, orthoscopic. Now they don't need to go in. They're finding ways to be less intrusive and, and it heals up, healing time is a lot better and as well as, less risk of infection. You know what I'm saying? By doing it that
yes,
way versus cutting you open and sticking their hands all up in you, you know. So,
All right. And sticking in your hands. Okay. And that note, we're gonna jump to a quick break.
well, I mean, I'm not lying, am I? If they cut you open, they go put their hands in there, at least their fingers, right?
Yes. Plus, you have exposure to the surrounding if it's not a well sanitized room, and some of these hospitals they do sanitize their place, but there's always human error, and people do get infections. They get sick from exposure to the surroundings, and plus, yeah, you have an open wound, and you know what I mean. Like they're opening you up and touching you, so you know what I mean.
Exactly,
So,
exactly. So,
on that note, we're gonna cut to a quick break, guys.
Unleash your creativity and spice up your senses at the Blind United Turn It Up and Paint event. Join us on June 22nd from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. in Fontana, California for an afternoon filled with art, flavor, and fun. For just $30, get your own canvas and paint kit, enjoy delicious carne asada nachos, other tasty appetizers, and receive a coupon for one of 3 Turn It Up items to use at the event. Don't miss out on this unique experience brought to you by Blind United under the leadership of our CEO, Ed Davis. It's not just an event, it's a celebration of creativity and community. Secure your spot now. Call us at 1-909-846-8825 or email info@blindunited.org. We can't wait to see you there and watch your creativity soar. Feeling lucky? Join Blind United for a thrilling day at Viejas Casino and Resort. Slaw Machine. Mark your calendars for Friday, August 9th. We're rolling out from 2 locations, Montclair and Buena Park at 9 a.m. sharp, so don't be late. For just $21, you can enjoy a ride filled with fun, refreshments, and the chance to win big. Remember, space is limited, and the deadline for your payment is July 20th. All bookings are non-refundable after July 20th. Bring your poker face and your ID and get ready for a day of excitement and entertainment. No worries about the drive. We've got you covered. You can just relax there and back. Book your spot now. Contact Cheryl at 909-821-9589, C Thurston74@gmail.com or Pedro at 323-631-2122, P Aguilera at blindunited.org. Let's hit the jackpot together. You can sell your payments to Blind United Incorporated by using the email blindunited2022@gmail.com.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United.
so I was going to touch on Turn It Up and Paint a little bit. I mean, for our folks that are listening in that are blind and might be thinking, okay, well, how are we going to paint? Well, these canvases that we're purchasing are in essence like a page in a coloring book. It has a black outline, and what we do is we take and make that outline tactile so you can feel it, and then it just makes it a little bit easier for you to paint inside the lines. So we've done it before. It's not the first time we've hosted one of these. Well, it'd be our first time hosting it, but we participated a couple different times. So it's a lot of fun, so come on out and have a little fun getting your paint on and
Turn it up and paint.
get you some carne asada nachos with a few other appetizers, as well as like I say, whatever your turn up item may be, we're going to have it there for you. So come on out and hang with us on the 22nd. And that's from 1 to 5 p.m. And also there is a pool there. So if you'd like to go swimming, just make sure you bring your own swimming attire and towel and all that kind of good stuff and enjoy a refreshing dip in the pool. You know what I'm saying? So plans to be a really nice day. So come on out and hang out with us. Brett, you want to talk about Jimmy for right quick? Tell them about Jimmy and You Can Give, please.
Of course. If you guys would like, you can donate to Jimmy at youcangive.org. He is giving canes to people in third world countries. So I personally cannot imagine not having a cane. My cane has helped me accomplish so many things, and it's kind of honestly something that I take for granted. But a lot of people in these countries, it's very hard for them to get a cane. So what Jimmy does is he goes to these different countries, Africa, places in South America, and he donates canes to these people. So if you'd like to help him out, if you have an old cane that you're not using, a broken cane, whatever you got, please, youcangive.org. Or you can give your canes to Ed or Pedro or me. Or if you'd like more information about what Jimmy's doing, you can email us at info@blindunited.org and we'll let you know.
That's right. That's a great thing Jimmy's doing over there. He's given out over 2,500 canes so far. And I mean, again, it's a great thing. Like Brittany, I can't imagine living life without my cane. So, and then also Jimmy also does, he has his own other business called Custom Cane with a K. You can buy canes from him directly. If you want something special. I mean, I don't carry a white cane. I've gotten Brittany out of carrying white canes. We now carry nothing but custom canes. So I have about 5 different ones. Brittany's got a couple different ones. So, but anyway, Jimmy does sell canes. He'll make them any way you want them, whatever design on them you want, whatever the case may be. But he also has a nice catalog of accessories and stuff like that, like sheaths where you can, I know you said you like your sheath, Pedro, where you can just hang that cane and slide it right in that sheath on your side and ain't got to worry about it. It's right there with you at all times, so he sells that kind of stuff. I mean, for our low vision community, he's got flashlights kind of thing that you can attach to your cane. So at night, you can light your path and be able to see a little bit better, as you're trying to handle your mobility in the dark. So again, and all those proceeds from Custom Cane, they all go to You Can Give. So support him any way you can. We would really appreciate it. So let's move forward.
All right, guys. I have another nice story. This is pocket-sized AI models, guys. Something that that's coming now in the forefront of AI models and how they could be in your pocket size. So let's hear that. Let's go.
Pocket-sized AI models could unlock a new era of computing. Research at Microsoft shows it's possible to make AI models small enough to run on phones or laptops without major compromises to their smarts. The technique could open new use cases for AI. When ChatGPT was released in November 2023, it could only be accessed through the cloud because the model behind it was downright enormous. Today, I am running a similarly capable AI program on a MacBook Air, and it isn't even warm. The shrinkage shows how rapidly researchers are refining AI models to make them leaner and more efficient. It also shows how going to ever larger scales aren't the only way to make machines significantly smarter. The model now infusing my laptop with ChatGPT-like wit and wisdom is called Phi 3 Mini. It's part of a family of smaller AI models recently released by researchers at Microsoft. Although it's compact enough to run on a smartphone, I tested it by running it on a laptop and accessing it from an iPhone through an app called Enchanted that provides a chat interface like the official ChatGPT app. In a paper describing the Phi 3 family of models, Microsoft's researchers say the model I used measures up favorably to GPT 3.5, the OpenAI model behind the first release of ChatGPT. That claim is based on measuring its performance on several standard AI benchmarks designed to measure common sense and reasoning. In my own testing, it certainly seems just as capable. Microsoft's Lilliputian family of AI models suggests it's becoming possible to build all kinds of handy AI apps that don't depend on the cloud. That could open up new use cases by allowing them to be more responsive or private. Offline algorithms are a key piece of the recall feature Microsoft announced that uses AI to make everything you ever did on your PC searchable. But the Fife family also reveals something about the nature of modern AI and perhaps how it can be improved. Sebastian Bubeck, a researcher at Microsoft involved with the project, tells me the models were built to test whether being more selective about what an AI system is trained on could provide a way to fine-tune its abilities. The large language models like OpenAI's GPT-4 or Google's Gemini that power chatbots and other services are typically spoon-fed huge gobs of text siphoned from books, websites, and just about any other accessible source. Although it's raised legal questions, OpenAI and others have found that increasing the amount of text fed to these models and the amount of computer power used to train them can unlock new capabilities. Bubeck, who is interested in the nature of the intelligence exhibited by language models, decided to see if carefully curating the data fed to a model could improve its abilities without having to balloon its training data. Last September, his team took a model roughly 1/17 the size of OpenAI's GPT 3.5, trained it on textbook quality, synthetic data generated by a larger AI model, including factoids from specific domains including programming. The resulting model displayed surprising abilities for its size. Lo and behold, what we observed is that we were able to beat GPT 3.5 at coding using this technique, he says. That was really surprising to us. Bubeck's group at Microsoft has made other discoveries using this approach. One experiment showed that feeding an extra tiny model children's stories allowed it to produce consistently coherent output, even though AI programs of this size typically produce gibberish when trained the conventional way. Once again, the results suggest you can make seemingly underpowered AI software useful if you educate it with the right material. Bubeck says these results seem to indicate that making future AI systems smarter will require more than just scaling them up to still greater sizes. And it also seems likely that scaled-down models like Phi 3 will be an important feature of the future of computing. Running AI models locally on a smartphone, laptop, or PC reduces the latency or outages that can occur when queries must be fed into the cloud. It guarantees that your data stays on your device and could unlock entirely new use cases for AI not possible under the cloud-centric model, such as AI apps deeply integrated into a device's operating system. Apple is widely expected to unveil its long-awaited AI strategy at its WWDC conference next month, and it has previously boasted that its custom hardware and software allows machine learning to happen locally on its devices. Rather than go toe-to-toe with OpenAI and Google in building ever more enormous cloud AI models, it might think different by focusing on shrinking AI down to fit into its customers' pockets. Now back to the coffee time crew.
And that's what we need. We need something that's going to be more local in our device where we can get a better response time. I don't know. To me, it sounds like also rather than have a general, chat model, like ChatGPT, this is going to be more specific for, what you're trying to deal with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I've seen some for creating resumes, right? So, I mean, it's just that database is all about creating resumes, So, I mean, with Be My AI, it's all about, what we say, describing and interpreting what's in the image, right? So, I mean, right now that's going over the cloud, but I can see in the very, very near future where that's just all going to be right there on your device.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. That's true. Everything. The, them finding out this new way of teaching it, and that will be a smarter approach actually to have different AI um have different AI applications for different things, for specific things. So it won't be super large model. You know, they don't have to connect to no server, no, and go through that process. Because right now, I use Be My Eyes sometimes for shopping. I can't see prices. I gone to stores. They had told me I'm not here getting paid to help you shop. You know, I wrote an email. I advocated for myself on that note, but you know, I don't like to bother nobody. I like to be independent. I like to do everything myself if I can. You know, well, but that's one thing of me. Sometimes I do need to ask for help, but responses like that is like put you off. So you know, sometimes I go in between apps like Be My Eyes and Seeing AI and Envision and things like that, but um it's different when you do it with let's say for instance Seeing AI. It will say all the numbers on the tag. It will say the price, but it won't tell you it's the price. It will just read it like the numbers and read the other numbers and what it is and maybe the size. But when you take a quick picture with Be My Eye, with Be My AI, the description it comes back, you could even tell it and continue that same thread and tell it, look, just concentrate on the close tags. And then you could just take pictures of the clothes, and if it sees the tags, that's all it's gonna read. Now they give you a description of the tag or the background, or if you just want to know the description of the shirt or whatever clothing it is, you could just tell it concentrate on the clothing that I'm showing you, not the background, and tell me to describe this to me. Remember that I am completely blind, and you prompt it like that, and you get good results. And having this in your pocket um, will cut that delay time, the response, and all that it takes. Sometimes sitting there and waiting gets tedious.
Right, right. And I'm also seeing an advantage on a security level because, like you say, where, you have it in, let's say, in your laptop, desktop, whatever the case may be, and you're, interacting with your own personal stuff that you have on your computer. You don't have to worry about your stuff being all in the cloud. You know what I'm saying? It's right there on your device, and it'll stay right there on your device. So
Mhm.
I think there's also, it enhances the security of our personal information by keeping it, locally in the device versus having to go to the cloud. So, uh, uh, Britt, I know you really in AI. Come on, I know you got something in on this one.
No, Pedro pretty much said everything I was gonna say.
Awesome.
I'm
Awesome.
gonna be honest. I use AI for everything now. It is like the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, I call it my assistant, my personal assistant. Sometimes, hey, I'll be busy. I'll be doing. I have my music. I have my channels that I do. I do other stuff, and then I do work for Blind United, and I volunteer my time there. So when I'm able to throw documents and be like, here, scan through all this data, or throw a big manual into it and be like, look, I need just specifics on this part of this type of information that I'm looking for, and it will go through hundreds and hundreds of pages and get able to draw back from another model that has connectivity to the internet. I'm able to do research on certain things and do certain questions. So, hey, it's an assistant, and why not use it to make things easier and faster and be more efficient in your work?
Right, right, right. I mean, there's an advantage to having the large language models, what that you're doing over the internet, but there's also that advantage to having, a smaller version right on your device.
Yeah, I can't
So,
wait for that.
so I mean, I think it's going to be kind of like having the best of both worlds in that situation. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's like on my bank app, it's got one on there now, and ask Fargo. I mean, I ain't finna ask Fargo nothing. This is, I
Um,
mean, again, this is this is all on you guys' system and your servers and whatnot. So I'm not trying to put a whole. I mean, you've already got my information, so
mhm.
I
Well,
don't need
and
to.
to be fair, like the Ask Fargo, like for instance, Ask Fargo, who's Zelled money into Blind United, or how much money have we spent in the past month, or
or the
like,
last quarter of the year.
yeah. It's more so stuff like that.
Okay.
You could even get deep into, oh, give me transactions that are above 100, and it will start coming back with results. Or even something that might be included on a memo of a Zelle payment, and those starts coming up.
Wow.
So, but
See.
it has all that information already in that model. So, you know,
Right. Because it has access to all them, whether it's my personal banking records or Blind United's banking records or whatever the case may be. All that information is there. So it's just basically sifting through all that information at a much higher rate of speed than any of us could do. And giving us the information we want. Just like you say, you dump a whole manual on a device into it and say, okay, well, I just need to know how to turn on whatever, you
yeah,
Yes,
know.
large language model, it can sift through all that stuff and just get you the stuff that you need,
Right.
which is really helpful, especially when you're blind. A lot of things take us more time, so you got to find ways to be more efficient. So AI really helps me personally be more efficient.
yeah, and sometimes I do those documents. Sometimes the task scanning those documents becomes tedious too. So when I'm able to find them online, and I went to a website, their menu was not accessible. They're like, download our menu, it's a PDF, go for it, woo woo woo. Not Nothing was accessible. I dumped it into that model, and I let it know nothing was accessible. I need to know what's here. Hey, it gave me everything in text and said, here you go. And I was like able to read that whole menu. But even that apart, in the end, I was like, I'm not even going there. I'm not even gonna order nothing from this restaurant. I'm not even gonna try. I just wanted to try this out, and the AI was able to be capable of sifting through that, see images within that document, and give you relevant information, and you could follow it up with questions. So it's like an assistant that you say, here, go through this paperwork, and I'll be back. I need important information. And I get it from you instead of a human sitting there for hours going through it, reading it, and then you coming back. You
No,
just
I
make
get it. I get it. But at the same time, I don't want, folks that own restaurants and stuff like that to think of, okay, well, now they got this tool. I don't need to do this. No, that you're making us go through an extra step. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
of
saying?
course, of course. I'm just
Yeah.
because I'm a tech savvy guy, and they shouldn't consider me. They should consider the newly blind person.
Well, as I always say, the average, screen reader user, you know, because the average screen reader user is nowhere near, as tech savvy as you are. And I mean, I'm being honest, after what now 13 years, I don't even consider myself to be an average screen reader user. I'm a bit more advanced than folks coming straight out of training center at this point, just learning jaws and all that stuff. So, but you got to approach it from their level because they're the ones that are new to this. They're the ones that are trying to work it out. So you want things to be accessible to them. Of course, the more experience we have, we learn how to create workarounds and find a way to get around and get the information we want, whether it's, like I say, a workaround within the website itself, or whether we're bringing in another tool, such as some sort of an AI or something like that to get the information we want. Not everybody has that skill. Not everybody has that, can do that. So, again, we got to cater to the folks that are newly blind or just getting started. So that's my opinion on it.
Yeah. So it's nice that they're becoming small and things like that. And yeah, those sites do need to concentrate on the user, like how you said, on the average user, and they should be able to make things accessible. They should be required to make them accessible.
Well, I mean, again, and In essence, they are, but there's no enforcement. There's, again, DOJ has yet to lay down a set of guidelines for ADA compliance. So therefore, a lot of folks still haven't complied because they don't know what compliance is yet at this point. So
And they were working on one. They were trying to update the ADA. Remember, a few episodes back, we had brought an article, and they were working up updating that to include websites too.
right. But they're taking it to the standards of government and government contractors' websites, which is, mind you, that is an improvement, right?
That's a step.
But at the same time, a lot of people don't realize government contractor websites ain't all that spiffy. They're not really all that accessible like they try to make it sound. It's still, you got to have some skill to get in there and do what you want to do.
You're right. You're correct. You're really correct on that. I feel like sometimes the websites that are more in the corporations and businesses are more accessible than government websites, and I always wonder that, and they're more official government sites, meaning they have more requirements to be on a safer server and things like that. You would think they would take tedious and try to coordinate and make it accessible a long time ago than just now, 2024. Like, they still need to catch up, I think. And sometimes signing up to these programs, some of these buttons are like not labeled. Sometimes they're not even they're dimmed. Sometimes they don't even show up depending on what screen you reader you're using. Depending on what screen reader you're using, you might get different results on what you see and stuff. And that's kind of it shouldn't be like that.
And then there's another aspect to this too, other than just basic e-commerce where we go and do our shopping or pay bills or whatever that case may be. It also comes all the way back to employment as well. I mean, these folks are creating these different platforms that they're operating within. They're creating their own operating systems and stuff, and they don't work for us. I mean, and then when we say, okay, well, we need to, we can access it with with our screen readers, but we may need to write a script, which is basically just teaching our screen reader how to interact with your platform. Oh, they just get all crazy and, oh no, we're not going to give you access to that. You'd be able to hack into our computer. We're not going to do anything that we're not already allowed to do. I mean, it's not going to give us any extra access. It's just going to give us, equal access. That's all it's going to do. So,
Yeah, yeah, and sometimes we have folks dictating on what we need and what we should have, and they're not even in our community. They don't understand our community. Sometimes I don't even think they try to understand our community, but our doors are always open. I'm willing to help anybody that wants a peek on what way we use technology and what way they can better their site or better their application. You know what I mean? Even that, I'm willing to help because it goes in the long run with other blind folks. Because we got blind folks advocating at Washington, we got blind folks advocating, like when I do with Apple, I send emails in. Um, we got other blind folks that are blind producers, blind artists that advocate for themselves for tools that they use that are not accessible to us, including even production schools and things like that, even
right,
art schools that some blind people with that might be high partial and is trying to do art, like one of the ones that do tactile art now. He had a vision impairment that he was certain colors were elevated than others or something like that he was explaining, and he went to an art school. So having access to these tools and able to use them equally like a sighted person can or a regular person can. I don't like to say regular because I'm a regular guy. I'm a normal dude, you know. So a
right.
sighted person So
Right.
gives us access to be independent, live how we want to live.
Just trying to live our best life, y'all. That's all it really is. So,
Hmm. Yeah. So,
uh,
Britt, if you're back there, can you tell us a little more about You Can Give again? Because I really like that initiative, and yeah, having a cane in my hands it changes the world without having that cane. Every time I get up and I forget it, I always go, I forget it, my eyes. Where my eyes at? And, it's really important.
well, I thought maybe she fell off. I don't know. I don't.
But yeah, guys. So that's youcangive.org. Donate canes. You could go to their website, download a label, and send out the cane for free. Or you could contact ed at blindunited.org, subject line. Let them know it's about the You Can Give and you would like a free label and all that good stuff. And we will get it to You Can Give. And then if you want to customize your canes, go to customcaneswithak.com and custom up your cane. Maybe we will have a showing who show off your custom canes. We might post it on Facebook on our page.
That's right.
So
That's right.
so if you're gonna get one of them custom canes, hey, we might just start posting custom canes. Make a tag for it and we put it in our page and give us a description. Take out Be My AI and get us a description. Even if you already know it, write one down. Hey, and we could put it in our page and we could have a conversation.
That's right. That's right. And then also, as always, as well, if you're going to attend any of our Blind United events, you can always bring those canes with you, and I'll give them to any of the Blind United staff, board members, whatever the case may be, anybody associated with Blind United, and they'll make sure we get those canes, and we'll make sure we get them to Jimmy. So on that note, everybody enjoy your tacos tonight, and hey, whether it be chicken, carne asada, ground beef, papusa, that what you said you had, Pedro?
Pupusa taco, Ed. I will
Papusa
take
taco.
you there. I will take you there. We got some places to go. We got a couple places to go.
Well, we're gonna try to work it out and get some miles under our feet this summer and move around and do a few things. So on that note, everybody, again, enjoy your Tuesday, and we will don't forget to drop in and see us for Cooking Without Looking at 3 p.m. and then we got Jaws basic Jaws training at 6 p.m. So come hang out with us and maybe learn a little something new. So, and then on the other side of that, we will see you tomorrow morning, as always, at 9 a.m. for another edition of Coffee Time with Blind United. Everybody have a great day. Pedro, I appreciate you, my brother, Brittany, and everybody that commented in the comment section. Have a great day.